get right to the point, Curtis has been boxing since he was 5 years old. I started taking him to the gym with my other nephews because my sisters were working and they didn't want to pay for babysitters. So they took my time and utilized it to the best of their abilities. And from early on, from his first fight at the age of 8, when I saw him digging shots on his little opponent, I said, Curtis has a knack for punishing his opponents. And this became apparent from his Silver Glove championships all the way to the U.S. championships. And I say this because this wasn't something that just happened. We groomed, we created, we made sure that he was becoming a world-class athlete. And he took that into the professional ranks where he was highly touted. And he had some pitfalls, but he has grown, he's matured, and I don't happen to think that he's green. Some people do think so, but I think that he is a solid middleweight. He's exciting. He is the biggest punching middleweight in the division. And I'm looking forward to this match. I watched Gennady. I'm a big fan of his. He comes to fight. Seems like a great young man. But on November 2nd, we have to meet each other and we have to get it on. And like what we say in Brooklyn, when it's time to rumble, it's time to go. So come on out November 2nd. We will be ready, and Curtis will be the new middleweight champion of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre. All right, the next trainer I'd like to introduce you to is a gentleman that I personally go back to 1987. First time we met was in Bordeaux, and you were training Dubiakino, who challenged for the against Dwayne Thomas for the junior middleweight title, and he won it that night. And he ate his way out of the title. But that's another story. Fighters can't do that sometimes. But Abel and I go back quite a ways, and let me introduce to you at this time the head trainer for Triple G, Mr. Abel Sanchez.
I'd like to thank MSG and HBO for providing this platform for Gennady to once again shine. I'm not underestimating Curtis. I know that he's had some very good wins of late, but I think we're looking at the next Gennady Golovkin, the next superstar in boxing.
Again, my personal history, we go back, actually it's almost 30 years now, Kathy. No, don't say that. But we go back a long way. She's one of my favorite people in the sport of boxing, along with her organization, Main Events. She is the CEO of Main Events, Kathy Dua.
Thank you, Michael. One of my favorite people, too. And I want to start out by just reiterating what everyone's heard. The Madison Square Garden is the greatest place to be. Joel, Adam, it's wonderful to be working with Sal. It's wonderful to be working with you guys again, and I'm looking forward to being able to sit back and enjoy the fight and enjoy our surroundings as always. I won't get sick this time. I won't have to work so hard this time, so it's okay. And of course, the only place we want to be is on HBO. So it was wonderful to be there, to truly have arrived. It's been a long time, and I feel like our Main Events is starting to get back to the glory days when we used to be on HBO all the time. I hope it continues, and I want to thank everyone at HBO, particularly Peter Nelson, for his patience and his efforts in getting this done. I think it's a good fight. It was worth the effort. And I also, of course, want to thank Tom and all the people at K2. We worked together before. We've put on some pretty spectacular events before. I think we're going to do it again. Talking about Curtis, and by the way, I presumed to ask to introduce Curtis, and you might wonder why I would presume to do that when the greatest announcer in the world is standing to my right, because he's way better at it. But there is a purpose, and I hope you'll get over it from it. Curtis has come so far. He's changed so much. And I think we can all see that he's finally living up to the potential that everyone saw in him when he was an amateur and starting out his pro career. Sometimes someone has to just find the right team, the right surroundings, the right circumstances, and you take that true diamond in the rough and turn it into a beautiful sparkling gem. And I think that's what's happened here with this team, and I give all credit to Andre Rozier and to Jolene Mazzone, who is his surrogate mother, without whom I don't think Curtis would be possible. Apologies to Curtis's own mother, who's a lovely lady. I'm delighted to see that you thought of her today with a beautiful bouquet. She totally deserves it. And that's wonderful that you know it. He and Gennady took very different paths to end up in the same ring on November 2nd. And both involving strong teams, and then as a testament to the team that he has as well with K2 and Abel Sanchez, who's of course a fine trainer. But I got to tell you, leading up to this event, and thank you for complimenting us for making it, but frankly, it's the fight we wanted too. We just wanted one money. It worked out. Anyway, but to read the websites, although Curtis may dispute this, one would have to believe that Gennady Golovkin is faster than a speeding bullet. No doubt he is more powerful than a locomotive. And I'm willing to bet if he tried, he could leap a tall building with a single bound. So it kind of sounds to me like Curtis is fighting Superman. And that's something that would give anyone pause, except that, that as everyone knows, Superman does have a weakness, and it's up to Curtis to find it, and that's going to be his mission on November 2nd, is to find Gennady's weakness. Which leads me to my next topic. One area, while Curtis has begun to stand out in almost every way, there is one area in which he continues to struggle, and I think we all know what it is. It's his nicknames. He started out years ago as Boss Blow. Then we moved on to the nickname that shall not be spoken in this promotion. And this leaves me with a problem, because I'm here trying to promote my fighter, trying to promote this event. And you know, you need that catchy nickname. I think it's really important for a fighter to have, to set him apart. And, so we thought about this a lot, and I got to tell you, there's absolutely no truth to the rumor that he has decided to change his name to Boss HBO. But everything is on the table, and it could be arranged. We can talk about that later. I tried to figure out, we kept trying to figure out what to do about this, and then it finally hit me. Superman does have a weakness, and everybody knows what it is. And I know that Curtis has kryptonite in both of his hands. And so for now, at least for this promotion, until he officially becomes Boss HBO, it is my extreme pleasure to present the next middleweight champion in the world, Curtis Kryptonite Stevens.
How you doing, everyone, today? Like to say, first of all glory be to God. I'd like to thank Peter for bringing me to the HBO fight too. K2 promoted it, and my lovely lady sitting to my right, Kathy, for doing this. I'd like to thank my Uncle Andre and Gary Stark too for getting me to this point that we're here today. You know, I had a long road and path. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. But I'm here now before you like a new changed man, ready to take over the middleweight division. Gennady is an excellent champion. Takes nothing away from him. Like, he has power, I believe, and he's been doing what he had to do to his opponents and taking them out. But I believe come November 2nd, he's going to see something that he's never seen before in front of his eyes. Like, you know, I have tremendous power. And I'm coming to a fight. I'm not scared, and I'm going to be the new WBA world champ come November 2nd. And just like to tell him, it's going to be game time. I'm coming to the middle of the ring. Abe said he hopes I meet him there. I'm going to yell at 5. I just hope he meets me in the middle of the trademark when little Mike be standing at sometime. So I'll let you know, November 2nd is game time, ain't no same time, no playing time. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Kathy, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was wondering how I was going to do that. Probably Curtis Stevens. That's no problem. We'll be able to. We'll do it. It's no problem. Okay. Well, you've met the challenger. Now let's meet the champion. He's a genuine hero in his home country of Kazakhstan, having captured Olympic gold, and also as an amateur, he was one of the supreme fighters in the history of amateur boxing, an unbelievable record. And since turning professional, always fought at 160 pounds in the middleweight division. His record, like Curtis has 16 of his 18 KOs are in 3 rounds or less. Gennady, 16 of his 24 KOs are in 4 rounds or less. Like I mentioned, Madison Square Garden, he's definitely an usher and security and everything. Is a nightmare because there will be no overtime. People are going to have to get into their seats and they're going to have to stay there. And it's a type of fight that we anticipate shouldn't go the distance. Anything can happen, but there's going to be a lot of fireworks. So this time, let me introduce to you the reigning and defending champion. His knockout ratio is the highest in the history of middleweight world champions at 89%. 27-0, 24 knockouts. The reigning and defending WBA middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Triple G Golovkin.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to be here in New York City. I remember long, traditional, big history for box in New York City. This is special for HBO team. Thank you to the Nelson. Thank you very much for Madison Square Garden family. Thank you, Joe Fisher. I'm happy. This is my dream. I think great fight. Like you remember history, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, of course. I think same chance for us. For everybody, for TV, for fans, for box. This is very important for everybody. Thank you. November 2nd, Madison Square Garden. Welcome, please, guys. Thank you.
We've got this microphone here, and I think it's just not here for looks. Let's bring it down. In a few minutes, we'll have photos and some one-on-ones, correct? Can you lower that just a little? All right, these RCAs are the best. So let me just wrap this up. Next will be photo ops with the 2 fighters. They're going to come around to the front here for the press. So I just remind everybody that on November 2nd, live from Madison Square Garden, live on HBO, it's the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
You won't be able to get the what's called. So everyone else just cut it out.
Down, please, Malak. Nice, this way. Right. Back to the center, please. Center. No. Oh, come on. Goldberg.
Oh, nice job.
Right here. Everybody good?
Now, hold on, just a little bit, take a half step closer. Just a little bit closer.
Okay, guys. Thanks.